Speaking of the apocalypse, um, what do we think about Michael Vick to the Patriots?
See, I thought you were going with Brett Favre retires, but
you
we'll
know,
get to that.
we might not even touch on Brett Favre. How about I have all the words on Brett Favre that need to be said?
That's fair.
Man thought about playing, decided not to. That's pretty much the whole story. But instead, it's
It sounds
6
like
months.
It sounds like an
can we just
onion
leave it at
story.
that?
It's
too?
6 months of BS, and I don't blame Brett Favre. Blame the news cycle and the ESPN, because Brett Favre's not calling the media every day saying, "Hey, here's what I did. Come see me." It's what the media chose to cover. So
Now, Michael Vick is also not calling the media every day.
Michael Vick, no. Although I think that my original thought on Michael Vick was, well, someone will give him a chance, and he'll get a chance to play quarterback in the NFL. Now, the way it's working out, as teams that look to need Michael Vick are kind of coming out and saying, well, we don't really want him. I guarantee you that the Patriots will not rule out signing Michael Vick. If they feel like they can get him for a cheap price, they need a backup quarterback, A. And B, he's a guy that you can just get on your team as a weapon probably for nothing for a year.
What is the big thing that's running through the NFL right now? That's that Wildcat offense.
Right.
And there was talk that the Patriots were interested in Pat White in the draft because they wanted to incorporate a Wildcat element into what they do. And who better to bring into your team to do that than Michael Vick? I mean, whether or not he's willing to play that kind of role.
Right. The thing about the Wildcat guys is that they get guys that are good runners but aren't really good passers.
So imagine if you have a guy who's a decent passer.
Is. He's a great. I mean, he's probably got this. He's got one of the 5 strongest arms in the league. Here's how I look at it. I always, when we talked about even before Vick was, I want to say he killed dogs. Does that ring a bell to anybody?
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that.
I remember, but before that, the debate about Michael Vick was, is he an effective NFL quarterback because he runs so much? And I always said, if you gave Bill Belichick Michael Vick instead of Tom Brady and said, okay, here's your quarterback, find a way to win with him, that he would find a way to win with him because he's got a building block there, and he would tailor. That's how he approaches. It's not like I'm going to fit this square peg into a round hole.
Well, I think that's the key, is you have to find a team that's able to adjust its whole offense around him.
And that was the argument before, was that Jim Mora Jr. wasn't willing to play to Vick's strengths when he was the coach.
Well, he did, but I mean, I don't know. Vick is just, if you assume that Vick can play at the level that he played at previously, and I think there's a chance that he could be worse. I think there's a chance that he could be better. Who knows where his head was at when he was at the end of his career before he went to jail. He might have, he was rich, he had it all going for him. He may have, if the guy needed motivation, I'm pretty sure he's got it now in more ways than one. So I'm not sure that he would be a great fit with the Patriots and make a huge impact, but I definitely think that if Bill Belichick can get this guy for a year at $1 million, he's going to do it.
That's the thing, though, is you're not going to get him for a year because he's not going to be reinstated until, week 6?
From what I understand, that whole week 6 thing is actually wrong. It's actually a follow-up came out that said it's not week 6. It could be as early as week 1, depending on how he acts. So the week 6 thing is really weird. I think that there was a weird little hiccup from the commissioner's office. But
I mean, I think maybe they were planning on somebody putting him on, PUP or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were
waiting to see. But I mean, now the biggest problem is Minnesota's kind of got, themselves in a hole because they were waiting for Brett Favre. Now, do they have to make a move toward Michael Vick to appease the fan base that was looking for them to bring in a quarterback?
I think the thing with Vikings fans, and I am a Vikings fan, is they would have been happy to have Brett Favre because he represents a known quantity and something that's better than what that could be better than what they have. But I would like Michael Vick to go to the Vikings, but he's not the be all and end all either. So
I think that it's fair to say that.
Are you talking football?
Yeah, I'm going to try. There are about 10 teams in the league who either, legitimately don't have a need for Michael Vick or will not sign Michael
10?
Vick.
I think it's more like 25 or 26. I mean, the field of Michael Vick possibilities is very short. Jacksonville.
Now, you're talking need, or you're talking?
I'm talking need.
We're
need
seeing
or just a bit, or
we're seeing visions of PETA, crowds
Yeah,
waiting
people
outside.
owners are running scared. I
No,
don't
that's
understand
fair.
why. They really feel like they're going to lose fans. Bill?
I was going to say that one of the problems with bringing a Michael Vick in as your starting quarterback, and this is the problem they had in Atlanta, you have to tailor your whole offense around a guy who has skills that are very unique.
Right.
What happens when he gets hurt? Your backup quarterback, it's going to be very rare that you'll find a backup who's going to be able to run that same kind of offense that
Except-
you're going to have to
I don't think you can
make that commitment
Except
to.
that I'm not sure that Vic. I'm not sure it's that complicated. I think that Vic, he did run. I mean, obviously he's running, but he probably only ran 8 times a game. So you did have to tailor it a little bit. You've got a running quarterback, but I don't think it's so drastic that you're going from. I mean, look at the 49ers replaced Joe Montana with Steve Young, and it was they molded Steve Young into the offense, but he still did the things he did. He still was able to run and be wacky and left-handed and all that stuff and curly-haired.
I mean, I think about it. You almost want to be, I don't know if the second team is the right word, but I kind of feel like this is going to be a, get the legs back under you kind of year for him.
Well, that's why
no matter when he starts playing. So
what better spot would there be for him than New England, where he's got no pressure on him to do anything. He's working with a great coach who believes, who's given a chance to Corey Dillon and Randy Moss and other guys. Even Rodney Harrison is a guy that was basically up for grabs, and the Chargers didn't want him. So it would be fun. Let's put it that way.
He's got to be better than Kevin O'Connell.